and welcome to the March 2020 readings. My name's Dylan R McCabe and I'd like to thank you all for being here. Thank you to everyone who's liked, commented and shared so far, and thank you to all of my subscribers as well. I really appreciate you all being here. So I'm recording this message as a general message before we get into the individual messages for the zodiac signs, because I wanted to talk a little bit about March in general, the energies as we move into March and as we come towards the end of March as well. We start off in Pisces and we end in Aries. And Aries comes about when we get to the spring equinox around the 20th, 21st of March. So this is a real sense of renewal, this is a new journey, this is a new beginning. And Pisces is the closing out of that journey, the closing out of that cycle. So you could see that as kind of merging with the all, all are one, and we're all connected, and it's this really expanded view of life, the world, of energy. And Pisces is very dreamy, very healing. It's a water sign, and it can be a little bit dreamlike, and maybe not quite as focused as we could be. So just keep that in mind. However, it's a nice time to dream big. So, and also to feel the connectedness as well around us, and to be able to connect with the energies around us and enjoy nature, particularly enjoy being near water. But then, we're going to move into Aries, which is very different. It's initiatory, it is fresh energy, like I said, and it's the creative spark, it's the initial kind of energy to get going on the next journey. So it makes me think of the Fool card in the tarot. So you get around to the World card at the end of the tarot journey, the Fool's journey, and then you start again, because the Fool is 0. In the deck he's 0, so he can go at the end or the beginning of the major arcana. So I feel like, in a way, this is kind of like Fool energy. It's the initial spark of adventure. Aries can be very adventurous. So yeah, in spring, really enjoy, or even autumn in the southern hemisphere actually, still enjoy that kind of Aries energy of this excitement for the journey. And it's also about the individual as well. So it's a really good time to tap into who you truly are authentically as yourself, and then start to build your confidence around that. So that's the general message for the beginning of the March 2020 readings, and I will now go into each astrological sign. I hope you enjoy your video for your sign, and I will speak to you all very soon. Hi Libra, welcome to March 2020. This is a reading for Sun, Moon and Rising Librans. So yeah, if you want to check out your Moon and Rising over on the other videos that I've uploaded as well, that could be helpful if this is your Sun sign. So I was feeling into the energy around Libra for March 2020, and what I felt before I started the video was like the sense of a slinky, those toys, the springs, and you can set them to go down the stairs, and classic toy. What I felt was that it was spread like this, and it's almost like it being stretched. So there's a sense of you being either stretched to your limits at the moment, and you're having to learn new things, and you're finding that in a way there's like a mix of it being like a playful, this is fun, this is new kind of energy, and almost like a can I do this kind of feeling as well. And also, yeah, there's a real playful kind of energy that comes through with the slinky, with it being a toy. And then there's a possibility as well that you can either be feeling this playfulness, or you need to be cultivating that playfulness, because seeing this kind of stretched out, this slinky, it's almost like being spread too thin as well. So either you're already there and you're bringing in a playful energy into your life to counteract feeling stretched, or you need to do that, or there's potential to start to get really tired and worn down. So any kind of playful energy would be really good to bring in right now. I'm not suggesting you all go out and buy a slinky, but maybe that would help. So yeah, just keep an eye on energy levels, and if you are feeling that you're spread too thin, then start to make sure that you're putting in self-care practices and making some time to play. So I'm going to draw 3 cards. So I've got, I feel like this is what I was just talking about. I'm going to start with the Magician. So this is what I felt about the playful energy, you know, being kind of stretched to your limits to almost create something in your life that you didn't have previously, to create a new way of being and bring that into form, into manifestation, and that's what the Magician does. And for him, it feels like in this reading, it's a game, it's a thing that he does that's easy, and he plays with energy, and you know, he's like conjuring up the things that he wants to bring into his life. And it feels the words for the good of humanity came through. So if there's a project that you're working on, or there's something in your life that you've had an idea for, like a creative idea, then it's really going to benefit other people if you move forwards with this project and with this idea, because although you might not feel like it's a huge deal, like to someone who accesses whatever this is that you create, could make a huge difference to them. This could be artwork that someone sees and it touches them and changes their perspective. Could be writing, you know, poetry, someone reads something and it really touches them, or a song. And if you're not, you know, into creative arts like that, this could be a business opportunity, an idea that you've had for a group or for a workshop or for a course. Yeah, any kind of creative idea that can spread, like your energy can be put out there, then the energy of the project that you've created that can then shift other people's lives and other people's sense of reality. But that's the playfulness that I was picking up on. And there's almost like because he's, you know, you've got the as above, so below, but he is kind of stretched there. I'm getting that stretching again. It's really stretching to your new scope of energy, your new, let's see, how do I want to put it? Your new sphere, your new way of being. You've been able to spread out more, you can stretch, you can spread your wings. And while you're going through this process, remember to come back to the playful creation and not to take it all too seriously. So then the Devil came out, and it's interesting because these are 2 quite strong cards. They're both major arcana. And again, I've got the as above, so below. Very, very different characters, but the same stance there. So with the Devil, I feel like this is, you know, it's almost like that slinky is there and it's stretched right out. There's that feeling of being, burning the candle at both ends is what just came through. I just saw the flames here, the fire, and not getting too caught up in working on whatever this is, whether this be inner work, which is, you know, your own work, things that you need to go into yourself, maybe shadow work, self-development, that kind of thing. Don't do it to death, like don't do it too much, don't pour all your energy into that and not take time out to play. You know, the Devil here in this card, it's like he's a hard taskmaster, he's got these people chained, and don't do that to yourself. Bring in this playful energy that you need in order to create. You don't have to be so serious about what it is that you're doing. Although the Magician looks focused and determined, he looks more friendly and more relaxed than the Devil. And the Devil as well with the horns, you know, make you think of the goat, of Capricorn, of work. That's what's coming through. Not like drudgery, but there seems to be a lot to do. And like I said, whether that's inwardly or outwardly, it's time to take a break and have a bit of a play injection. Like inject some fun into whatever it is that you're doing. And it doesn't have to be anything huge, just something that you can yeah, let go of cares and concerns and worries for a while. Or, if you're still continuing to work on whatever it is that you're working with or on, bring that playful energy into it and shift it a little bit. Shift your perspective on how you can create things. You don't have to go through this really bound, this is how everyone does it, so this is how I have to do it kind of way of approaching things. Have a playful, creative outlook on that, and start to employ, kind of bring through your own playful traits and your own inner self, rather than doing it the tried and tested way. So, not surprising that the Two of Pentacles came out with these cards, because it is about balancing that determination and that discipline with a sense of play. And in this card, he is actually juggling, and it feels as though he's almost, well, he's in an infinite loop here of balancing out these energies, and we do this throughout our lives. Something else will be added into the mix. We'll have another idea, and it'll bring a different theme to our lives to work with, and then we have to integrate that into everything else that we do. And for a while it might feel a little bit unbalanced, but eventually we get that equilibrium. And what I'm noticing as well is that we've got the infinity symbol again. So I feel like whatever it is that you are planning or you are working on, or that you're playing with the idea of at the moment and feeling into creating, I feel like it's going to be lasting. This is something that you can carry forward into the future, and this is going to have a lasting effect, a lasting impact on your life, as well as those who access whatever it is that you create. And if it's inner work, I feel as though it's a lasting impact, it's a lasting effect that that occurs when you have a deep internal shift. And this deep internal shift could actually happen through you allowing yourself to play. Like I said, it doesn't have to all be hard work. It can be around softening and opening and feeling a little bit more breezy with it and letting some air in. That's what I just got, like opening the windows somehow to your soul, so to speak, or to your inner world, and letting some fresh air in, and just letting things move around naturally rather than holding on tight. When you juggle, if you don't let go of the balls, you're not juggling, you're just holding balls and moving your hands around. You're not actually juggling. And that's what just came through. Like, you need to be able to let go in order to get into the rhythm and the flow of whatever's happening in your life. There's there are some choppy seas at the back there. It looks pretty, hard work for those ships to stay afloat. And if you are starting to feel that way, then like I said, just spread out a little bit and just breathe and inject some of that playfulness. It's mostly the energy that's really coming through this week, so I'm sorry if I feel like I'm repeating myself a lot, but it's a very clear message. I'll just see what else wants to come through. Take a look at the cards. They are all quite serious looking people. When I say serious, I mean Magician really focusing. The Juggler here really focusing. He doesn't want to drop any of the balls. Devil looks pretty kind of mean and angry. Don't get to the point where you start to feel grumpy because it's all work and no play. That's what just came through. Yeah, there's a new way for you to do things. There's a new way for you to live and experience the world. It doesn't have to be difficult. It doesn't have to be a bind. You don't have to feel trapped by it. You're actually creating something that's going to bring more freedom into your life. Yeah, so the moral of the story: be more like the Magician and less like the Devil for this reading. And if you want to juggle, remember to let go. I do feel actually there's a decision here as well. There's almost like a weighing up of how much you should invest in something. And I'm feeling investment because it's Pentacles. And it feels like physical energy that you can be investing in things, and really weighing up whether that's where you want to be putting that energy at this time. So I hope that's been helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and if you'd like to contact me or book in for any of my services, the links are below, and there's also a link to my Patreon where I post exclusive content weekly, so people get a little bit of extra stuff over there to take in and interact with. So thank you so much for watching, and I will speak to you next time. Much love. Peace.